a little bit different at
Mm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
So they use this keyword table in their reading, and
Mm.
there goes with the other parts in the
Mm.
writing as well. They can use the vocabulary. For speaking, I provide some vocabulary, but still, they most probably would like to use these vocabulary that they have learned from the reading over there as well.
Ah, okay, okay. So you base there from reading, right? I think they can learn tons of vocabs from reading, I think. Yes.
And most of the
Yeah, yeah.
vocabulary comes from the reading. Yeah.
I see, I see. So you extract some useful vocabs from reading, right? So that's how you teach in advanced vocabs in writing.
Yes.
So we have there again paraphrasing and then descriptive words and topic vocabulary. So one of the requirements I ask my students is to have a vocabulary notebook. I'm not sure if it does work for you, right?
Yes,
So
I asked them to
they
do a
have.
keyword table as a vocabulary notebook.
Mm. And then I asked them to assign it per topic. So, for example, so these 2 pages assigned for topics about environment only, and the next 2 pages assigned for, let's say, health vocabs only, vocabs about health only. Right. So I asked them to. I require them to have a vocabulary notebook, and that notebook has like the pages are separated in different topics. Yes. So topics about, for example, buildings, again, health, what else? Environment, etc. So, and then they're going to have to be familiar with those useful vocabs, right? So these are the three main things to check for vocabulary. What are some of your vocabulary exercise? Do you also ask them to what is it? Identify the verb and the adjective for a noun. This one like changing the word function. Do you have this sort of activity?
I do it when it is needed, but not
Uh,
necessarily as an activity. I don't give them an activity
mm,
for this, but it's a very
uh,
useful thing. There are lots of activities like this in the books. I usually use those
mm,
things, but I
okay,
don't
okay.
have my own. I didn't make my own activity based on that.
I see, I see. Right, right. So that's for what is that? Lexical resource in writing task 2. And moving on to
I don't
uh
think that lexical resources is like the one of the key things that we need to pay
yes,
attention because there are lots of
yes, yes, true,
vocabulary
true,
paraphrasing
true.
and stuff that
Mm.
happens there. And these are like the
Mm.
main things that we need to work on.
It's true, it's correct. So lexical resource is not actually the key thing, all right, to focus in IELTS writing task 2. I totally agree with that. Yes. And and I just want my students to like avoid using like thinking advanced vocabs like C1, C2 and misuse them. That's what I wanted to avoid. So some of them try to memorize some like C1, C2 vocabs, but don't really match to the topic. So I would like to remind them that it's better to use their paraphrasing. That's the best one. Yeah.
Yes, they don't
Uh,
really need that. Writing grammar is kind of important.
but
Like,
vocab paraphrasing is, I think, enough.
yes.
Enough, right? It's enough, right? And they shouldn't exert much effort to use, they think, like C1, C2 vocabs that don't really match to the sentence and idea, right? So that's why I don't like focus much on lexical resource here. So just
And I
just to
have
give
seen
them
band nine writings that actually
uh
didn't use anything that you could say like a very
yes,
high level vocabulary in
yeah,
them. It's just
yeah,
easy to follow, easy to
to
read.
understand, right, right,
Like,
exactly.
I have a writing that I would like to show you. It's
Mm.
from one of my students.
Sure,
I have
sure, sure. Yes. So your students here, right? In Vietnam, right?
yes.
Okay, great job.
Mm.
Yes, I totally agree with you that the vocab is not the main thing, all right? It's not the main thing. Paraphrasing is enough, all right?
Okay, this is
Yeah,
for
paraphrasing is enough.
I actually edited like this. because you said that
Mm.
you want to have
Ah,
something
I
that
see.
fits.
Amazing. Yes.
I looked at it like this. I didn't edit it very much. This is the
Mm.
it has a question here. It says global
Mm.
warming is one of the biggest threats humans faced in the
In the
21st
21st
century,
century.
and sea levels are continuing to rise at alarming rates.
Ah, right. Yes, I saw this question, right.
Yes, what
Mm.
happens are associated, what problems are associated with this,
Mm.
and what are some possible solutions?
Solutions, yeah.
In his writing, he didn't have a hook, so I said hook is missing for him.
Mm.
But he has like this is hard. This part is like paraphrasing
Paraphrasing, clear, right?
paraphrasing the
Correct, correct.
question. If you pay attention, I colored them both blue, paraphrasing the
Mm.
question. So this part that I put in green is a little bit interesting. I made it red too. The primary
Mm.
factors driving this phenomenon includes excessive emissions from energy industries
Mm.
and fossil fuel burning vehicles uh, owned by individuals.
Mm.
This
Correct.
one, what are some possible? This is
Yeah,
cause. This one
paraphrasing
is
and
cause. Okay, do you see this? This
yeah,
is cause.
factors, right? Cause, yeah.
Cause. I always ask them to write the cause in the
Mm.
introduction because sometimes, if their solution is based
Mm.
on solving the problem, then they have to expand the problem in the body part. One,
Mm.
okay? If their solution is solving the cause so that there will not be any problems at all from the very
Mm.
beginning step, so they have to expand the cause in the body
Mm.
part one,
Mm.
body paragraph one. So what she has here done is that she has done the written the cause here.
Mm. One of the main
Then
problems caused. Mm.
one of the main problems caused by global warming is nothing but the increase
Increase in
in
sea levels. Mm.
sea levels. Okay, this part, she also used body structure, nothing but,
Yes, yes,
which is a
yes.
very
Mm.
advanced level grammar, as you
Mm.
know. I think
Mm.
this grammar is good to be
Mm.
used. It's complex, but
Yeah, complex, right?
it is very high level.
Mm.
And I also teach them nothing but
Mm.
if they are very good.
Mm.
And here I also said this one is green part. So this one is what problems are associated with this.
Mm.
She got this one from the question, but still she has written it here. So it is the problem that it
Mm.
has. So then next one is in orange. This orange
Yeah,
is
the
for
solutions, right?
this part, okay?
Mm.
It can be solved by governments and citizens cooperation,
Mm.
but I think here she is missing some.
Yeah, by governments and citizens cooperation, right? Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I will explain. I will examine
The issues and
the
suggest
issue
some
and
solutions. Yeah.
suggest solution. I
Mm.
recommended her for this part to delete this one.
Yes, right, right.
You
Correct,
don't
correct.
need it.
Mm.
This is the part that will make the examiner think that you have copied it from somewhere,
Yes, exactly. Like a template. Yes. Mm.
and it is not good.
Mm.
It,
Yeah,
it
that's
is not
correct. That's
needed,
correct.
but who does that?
Mm.
Actually,
Mm.
I've seen most of the students write
Mm.
this as an
Mm.
automatic thing that it comes to their mind from the very beginning. They have heard or learned it from their teachers or somebody, and
Mm.
they write it right every time in all of their writings, and it
Mm.
is not good. It is not needed.
Yes,
I've
correct,
already
correct.
stated everything. Why do you put those things in the middle then?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. That's I think you yeah, I think you got it really very accurate, right? So yes, the last part, I will examine the issues and suggest solutions is not needed, correct? Exactly. But
This
it
part
says
is
in the
not needed.
question,
I said delete it.
mm,
And here we
uh,
have first
mm,
major concern with global warming and raising sea levels is that uh,
increase of
the
flooding, right?
increase. Yes,
Mm,
must have happened while I was editing it.
mm.
Increased risk of flooding in coastal
Coastal areas.
areas, potentially causing loss of natural habitat for both humans and
Mm,
species.
mm. Right.
This one is not very good in grammar, but it is okay.
Mm.
This part is referring to the screen part, as you said. It's
Yes.
like I'm
Right.
talking about the coherence and cohesion and also task response.
Mm.
I think this one over here will reduce the task response.
Yes, yes, possible. Yes, right. Correct. Correct. The last sentence. Yeah.
This one over here is the closing sentence that we talked
Mm.
about. She has
Yes.
used the closing sentence, so it is
Mm.
nice.
Yes.
Um, this increases the risk of serious effects on the environment and
Yes.
wildlife.
Wildlife. Right.
But she doesn't have any examples
Yeah.
back
Right.
up her opinion.
Mm.
So this is not perfect writing, but it is
Mm.
still coherent and coherence and
Mm.
cohesion can be said that is quite well. Uh,
Mm.
but
Correct. Correct.
we need examples to make it more better for
You're
understanding.
making argument. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Clearer arguments. Yes. Right.
it is not very good in that argument part.
Mm.
Here in this part, the orange parts again are related. They're linked.
Solutions. Right.
They're
Mm.
linked. Orange part is linked. And if you
Mm.
pay attention, this one is orange over there, and this one is
Mm.
kind of related to that one as well. So it
Can we
is
explore
covering
firstly?
both parts, okay? Both
Mm.
solution part and also the answers the problems part.
Mm.
Tackle these challenges, several solutions could be explored. Firstly, governments can promote
Okay.
a sustainable blah 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 blah, and individuals can play. So you see, both two parts are mentioned over
Mm.
here. One of the main
Yeah.
problems was no this part.
Yeah.
It can be solved by
Uh, uh,
governments and
corporate
citizens cooperation. Okay,
cooperation, right?
she
Okay.
has mentioned both of them together.
Government, yes, yes. Mm.
So it is that is how
Cohesive,
I
right?
teach coherence and cohesion.
Mm.
Okay, but
Mm.
she hasn't used any examples in her writing, and that
Mm.
is her big point.
Mm.
This one is like taking responsibility for our actions can collectively
Lead to
lead
positive
to
impacts
a
on planet, yes.
positive impact on our planet.
Yes. Mm.
Um,
So, sort of like closing, yes, or concluding
yes, the
statement, yes.
closing statement. This one and
Mm.
this one are her closing statements.
I noticed that she combined here reason and explanation. Yes, combined in one sentence. For example, to tackle these challenges, several solutions can be. Firstly, governments can promote sustainable and land use practices. That's answer, such as reforestation. Explain. Yes, answer and explain. So I think here she combined here answer and explain all together in one sentence. Yeah, I think that's also possible. Yeah. Same
She
thing
has
here
done
in
it,
the.
but I recommend them to write it in different sentences.
Yes, yes, yes. And
But
same thing
she
here
has
with the
done it.
second one. Individuals can play a crucial role in combating global warming. That's by adopting eco-friendly habits. That's reason, such as reducing. That's explained. So in here, yes, I noticed that you combine here reason and explanation in one sentence. Yeah, I think that's also acceptable. Yes,
Yeah, it is
acceptable.
acceptable,
Yeah.
but I recommend for the word count, they
Yeah.
could write it in different separate sentences.
Right, right, right. That's correct. And the
Mhm.
last one is the
Closing is
closing
fine.
statement. Yes.
Closing statement is fine.
Mm, that's great. That's
Uh,
great. Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
and at the end conclusion, if you pay attention, in conclusion, I believe that this part is related to the
Mm,
this part, the purple part, orange part, and this part is related to the reason part. This approach
mm.
aims to save.
Yes, I believe that the conclusion there is also great. I believe that because there is a combination of restatement and maybe prediction. Yes. So there is a point where the writer, leave a reflection to the reader. Yes. So I think the conclusion there is not just a restatement or Yes, not just restatement, yeah.
What do you think she will get in her writing?
Uh, if I had to assess this one, right? So for the overall score here, she could probably get a score from 7 to 7.5, right? Yep.
I
Yep.
agree with you. What she got 6.5.
6.5?
Mhm.
Actual test 6.5?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean actual test is 6.5?
Yeah, her actual test is 6.5, but this is her sample of writing.
I don't know what happens in her actual test, okay? Because
That
like
is the
this.
thing. We sometimes see the students do perfect. Like in 30 minutes, she has written this in the class in 30
Mm,
minutes. But then you see that they are getting 6.5 in the real exam.
in actual test. Oh. I see. I don't know what happened in her actual exam. Yes, I don't know what seems to be what seems to be the cause of getting 6.5. Yes, but I tried it here from my classes. Like when I give them the timing, they start to change their emotion. They tend to panic or what. So,
I've timed them from the
mm,
very beginning stage, like
mm,
from I give them 5, 10 minutes for the introduction, for example, to finish the introduction. 10
uh,
minutes. If I when I want to start, the
uh,
introduction is just a completely different session for me. I teach
uh,
introduction separately for all of the different types of writing. I teach the
okay,
introduction
okay.
separately
Uh,
because body parts are super easy to write.
once you have a clear introduction, right?
The introduction, if the introduction is
Yes,
done perfectly, body parts
yes,
are super easy. You just need
yes.
to finish. You don't even
Mm.
need to take notes for it, but you can. Better to.
Yes, right, right. I think I agree with you because in most of my classes, right, some students struggle to write an introduction.
Introduction
They
is very important,
I
and
see, I see. Mm.
I teach them how to write, but she has forgotten the examples. I actually myself
Yes, correct,
would
correct,
give
correct.
this one a 6.5 if I correct it.
6.5. Oh.
And she got 6.5 in the exam, but her
Mm.
level, I think, was higher than that.
Yes, yes, I think so. Right. So if she what is that? Use some examples here, she could yes
She
get a
could get
higher
7
mark. Yes. So
7.
if I had to assess here, for task response, she answered it pretty, except maybe for the first one, like the hook is missing. That's correct. So she jumped directly to paraphrasing without
It is
trying
not,
to.
it doesn't reduce points for
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
having the
yeah.
hook.
That doesn't much. That doesn't reduce much of the score actually.
This part is,
But that could possibly reduce the mark, yes.
this one
And
could possibly, yeah.
hmm, yeah, I think yeah, you have marked it pretty accurate. Yes, I think. Yes, for a score. 6.57. Yes. So yeah, you have marked it pretty accurate. Right.
This is the
Mm,
marking that I had for her, and she
mm,
had this part extra. I put it like
mm,
in italics, and I told her to delete it. Over here, I
mm.
wrote for her, delete this part.
Yes, right, right, right. Exactly, exactly. That's perfect. That's perfect. So yeah, and the grammar also is very
That's
neat,
good.
right? The logic is also neat. The cohesion and
Grammar
coherence
here,
is
especially this one,
neat. Yeah.
it's very good and
Mm.
it's in place, like very
Yes.
needed.
Yeah.
You don't over exaggerate with your grammar, okay,
Mm.
but you show that you know the grammar pretty well.
Exactly.
You don't have any
Exactly.
show offs, but you show
Mm.
that you know the grammar in a very high level.
Yes. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So when you read the what is that advanced writing, right? They don't really show like complicated repetition of
Right, yeah,
grammar use, a repetition of transition words, all right? And yes, you don't see that too often. They are like concise and direct, okay? Concise and direct and carefully selected as well. So
yeah.
yes, carefully selected and carefully thought.
This
So.
was for the
Mm.
student in the school that I was teaching for.
Mm,
That's
yeah, right. This
I
is
have
great.
other writings, but I don't
Perfect.
want
Yeah.
to speak on them because you asked me to show
Mm.
you how I correct the coherence and cohesion and task
Mm.
response. I do it like this.
Great, 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 great. It's also interesting that maybe you can maybe after this we almost complete the first part again of the training session. So it's interesting that you have thorough knowledge of IELTS, correcting writing and correcting speaking. So that's very useful for your job application, I think.
Job
Right.
application.
Yeah. Yes, your
Yeah, I
your
have
your
been doing it
experience.
for many years. I'm not actually new to this.
Uh, so very what is that? Useful, I think, yes, for your job application about your thorough knowledge about IELTS, everything from speaking, writing, especially writing task two and writing task one. Yes, because what is this? Marking writing task two may take time for some teachers and trainees. If you have to mark writing task two, how much time do you spend?
Well,
Uh,
actually, I first read it once.
ah,
Okay. I
mm.
don't exactly time myself to see how long it takes,
Okay,
but I
okay,
think
okay,
around
okay.
15 to half an hour most of the time. It's very time consuming.
Oh my God,
But
15
it
minutes.
depends. If the students are in lower level, yes, it takes me a long time because you have to write
Mm,
comments for them for everything they do, like everything
mm,
they do wrong. You have to write comments. It
mm.
is very difficult. So I usually try to use ChatGPT.
But that the one that you showed me actually is pretty accurate. Is
Yes,
very
pretty
accurate.
fast. Those ones
Uh,
are the best. You can read it
uh,
because it's easy to read. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, easy to read, easy to follow.
Yes.
Um, you can if without giving comments, you can read it maybe less than 5 minutes or 5 minutes, and then give your comments in 5 minutes, 8 minutes
Yes, that
maybe.
is easy. That is
Uh,
if you can read it like within like
mm.
2 minutes, then
Yeah, 2 minutes.
that is good.
Exactly,
That is
exactly.
good.
Right,
That is
right,
a
right.
good reading.
Mm,
That is a good writing. You can
mm,
understand it in 2 minutes. There are no grammar mistakes to
mm.
keep you looking and looking, reading over and over.
Yes. Right,
And the
right.
fact that you read it and you understand that there are no templates, then
Mm.
perfect.
Right. I'm wondering how what do you do to increase the level of grammar of students, like increase their skill in grammar? Because, for example, in my presentation here for complex sentences, there are tons of complex sentences that want this is for the purpose of like acquiring. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is for the advanced level. When they acquire like grammar, for example, like this one, complex sentences, I think they're still at the level of six, maybe 5.5 to six or six, right?
I
Yes.
think you
And
are focusing
how
on complex sentences a lot.
how
We,
would how would you what do you do to teach them with grammar? Because yeah.
in the beginning parts, in
Mm,
lower levels like 5, 6, I
mm.
only focus on correct grammar. Correct grammar. I only focus on
You
that.
mean the subject verb agreement and parallelism, the
I
basic one,
mean, like your
everything.
tenses are correct. Everything that you say should be correct, must be correct. There
Hmm.
is no other chance. If you write it wrong, you have to do it over again. If you write it wrong again, do it over again,
Mm,
again, again, until you understand that you have a problem. I write them like I say that this is you have problems with simple present, simple past, for example, simple
the tenses, I see.
present continuous. They have
Tenses.
lots of problems with the tenses. And then what they say is that we
Mm,
study grammar in the school very much. We
mm,
know grammar very well because in the
mm.
school, the only thing that they teach us is
Yes,
grammar.
is grammar, right? Yes, very
And
accurate. Yes.
you
Mm.
end up having lots of problems in it. You didn't learn in the school, bro.
Right, right, right. So just learning how to answer it.
Yes, you
Yes,
just
and
learn,
without
and
mm,
not even. I think
mm.
they are giving them points in the school.
Yes, they have, yeah, they have points for the answers.
They are just
Yes.
giving them points, they are
Mm.
giving them points because they cannot answer any grammar problem questions too, in my
Mm.
opinion.
Right. So, for example, like this, if the level of your student is maybe 6.5 or 6, like how do you teach grammar to increase your grammar? Yes. just I'm wondering, okay? So I know that yeah, I first focus on this basic for the
If
advanced
they
one,
have
complex
no
tenses,
problems with the
tenses,
simple
simple
tenses,
tenses. So do you have grammar lessons or
yes, I do have grammar lessons. If they don't have
mm,
any problems with simple tenses,
mm,
then I work on articles. Articles are very important. Plural s is very important. These are the things
mm,
that they always have problems with.
mm.
Then I will work on what is that? Agreement, subject verb
Ah,
agreement.
yes, SVA
Then
pattern,
I
yes.
will work on parallel structure. Then
Parallel structure, okay.
then I will work on passives.
Mm,
When they are getting more better in those things, I will work on passives. Then I
mm,
will put in some complex structures, like
mm,
for example, double comparatives, which is also inversion.
mm.
Or I will
Double
ask them
comparatives. Mm.
potentially to write only one.
Only one what? What is that? What do
Only
you mean?
one double comparative if you're writing double
Okay.
comparative,
Mm,
only one double comparative. If you're right, I just give them like three, four structures. Like in the other one, she wrote but structure. I told
mm,
her to use either double comparative but structure or that structure, or
mm,
I don't know, like for example, one of those inversions, like seldom do I see blah blah. Uh,
mm,
or any other structure that is there
mm,
that I teach
mm.
them. There are many structures that I can teach, like what is that?
Right.
Uh, Participle clause.
Double comparative inversions. Okay, right. So those are the things that you mainly introduce, right?
No, no, no. These
When
are the things that I only introduce to
only
those who are
introduce
in
uh
high levels,
like
not
6.5,
for not for
6.5.
6.5, not for 6.5. When they're in 7,
Seven,
7.5,
seven, seven up. Okay, I see, I see, I see, I see. All right.
because they need to learn those things. But
Mm.
if they are getting 6.5, if I teach them those things, they will forget all the other
Yeah,
grammar.
I think yeah, it's quite it's quite challenging for them, right?
Yeah.
Yes, those things, right?
Once
So,
they hit
uh,
the frame there, you
mm,
will tell them, okay, here,
mm,
possibly, but structure can work here. For example,
mm,
in this part, maybe uh, this structure, participle clause can work here. This
mm,
structure can work here. That structure can work here. Yes, I can
mm.
explain to them these things because I have like the whole thing, like every sentence should have a place. It has a
Right,
structure. You have
right.
to use the correct structure.
Mm.
If you put them all together with that structure, then you will have no problems with writing, or writing will be around band 7.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Great, great, great. So yes, yes. So in here, it's quite a challenge to teach grammar for what is that? Level 5.5. So for example, level 5.5, a lot of run-on sentences, uh, using active voice, right? So quite a big challenge, really, right?
Using
So
active voice is not bad, but
yes.
overusing it is terrible.
Yeah, so we have here number two, for example. So people go to work all the time. Oh my God, like it's really challenging, you know? This is active voice, all right?
Yeah.
And the main reason why we need to use passive voice is it sounds more academic and avoid overgeneralization. So I can see this a lot of this in level 5.5 or 5, all right? So
Yes, that is passive
informal
voices
run-on
for
sentence.
levels 5.5 to 6.5.
Right, right. So 5.5 to 6.5. So for example, here, they should use bicycles more often. So this is active voice, all right? Yes, a lot of active voice is used here. So again, the main purpose for passive voice is to avoid overgeneralization. So we have here people can now conveniently
And avoid
buy,
repetition.
and yes, people can now conveniently buy private cars due to etc. etc. So this is overgeneralization. All right. So this must be changed to passive voice must be changed to passive voice. So that means if your student's level in 5.5, do you have a detailed grammar classes like yes, or you
I
don't have or you didn't have this? Yes.
I can have it. It depends
Uh,
if I see that students are lacking, falling
mm,
far behind, like this student doesn't know anything about passive voice, I guess.
mm, mm.
So for this one, we will need a passive voice session.
Mm,
I
mm,
add but those students who are lacking in tenses,
mm.
there's nothing we can do.
Yes, right,
And they
exactly.
don't learn
Mm,
tenses.
uh,
Doesn't
right.
matter how far you go, it doesn't help them.
Mm, right. So here, overgeneralization. Therefore, many people choose the ways to go to which are cheap and convenient, and changes to passive voice. Places that are cheaper and more convenient have now been selected by many. It's better, sound better, and avoid overgeneralization as compared to the first one. So, if things like this, there are really a lot of things to, correct, yeah, in terms of grammar. Yeah. So. Now, at the moment, what level of IELTS are you handling at the moment? Yes. So,
You have been asking me this every
so
session.
like for what is that level one, right? You have level one.
At this time, I have 1 6.5 or 7.
Mm.
I'm teaching them to get to 7 level.
So seven now. So these are just the three main things for grammar here. We have complex sentences, tenses, and
And
passive
I have
voice.
some
Yeah.
other classes too. I have
Uh,
2 classes that are getting to band 6,
uh,
5.5, 6.
right. Great, great,
They're
great, great.
lacking. They're falling behind. They're line 5, level 5 or level 4.5, I think. Most of them are in
Mm.
4.5.
Uh, and you're teaching all skills.
Yes.
Right. So moving on to listening. So we've covered
You know
everything
what?
in
The,
writing.
the
Yes.
biggest challenge is that to tell them these things is a
Uh,
very big difficulty for me because they don't
mm,
understand it. Especially in band 4, 4.5. It is terrible.
uh-huh. So in band 4, 4.5, I don't actually like focus on grammar. I'm not sure how you do it, but to me, I want it to be more uh engaging activities, all right? Engaging activities to work, yeah. Instead of explanation, less explanation. I think we did that in our TESOL, what is that, training, like for lower level, less explanation, maybe fewer explanation,
Teacher
fewer time for teacher explanation and more time for students activity, right?
talking time, student talking time. Yeah.
Uh, so like fewer talking time and fewer teacher talking time and more on students activity. So for band 4.0, I don't really spend more time talking. I just give them some activities and like what I told you, engage, study, and activate. So that's the what is that? The flow of the lesson, right?
I have a class that
Mm.
is barely speaking in the speaking sessions.
Mm.
Very difficult class
Uh-huh.
with over 17 students. And
All are 17 students, 17 years old. A 17 number of students in one class.
yes,
That's a lot.
and actually I showed you some of their speaking problems that they don't make sense.
Mm, yes.
Uh, in some sentences, like for example, you're talking about water, rivers. The
Mm,
question is about rivers. He answers about something else, family and
mm,
vacation. And then he goes suddenly to eating food and these sort
mm,
of things. I don't know what he is saying. And
mm.
none of the sentences are related to each other. Like even this sentence is not related to the previous sentence,
Previously,
in
yes.
speaking.
Mm, yes. Actually, I've met some of those candidates, right? And candidates and some teachers, right? Yes. And I asked a few years ago, I asked one teacher, why do you have to, when speaking, why do you have to talk a lot about topics? And what she learned is that in speaking, you just have to talk. That's it. So that's what she was being taught, okay? That in speaking, you just have to talk. So that means even though there is no logic or less logic there, you just have to talk. Well, yes, that's all right if your goal is only 5.5. Yeah,
Yes, that
or
is
five.
something that I said to my students. If you want to get 5, go talk whatever you want.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't
That's it.
care about the question.
Oh.
Just say the things that you can.
Right. So if your goal is 5.5,
I don't
okay.
think that they will get 5, 4.5 actually for that.
Uh, right.
I personally won't give any student five if they speak like that.
So 4.5
Yeah.
is a mark that you give them. Okay. So you're teaching listening, right?
Yes, I do.
Uh,
Listening doesn't have a lot of tips.
yes, a lot of tips, exactly. So there are, that's why I don't want to take this one very long for listening and reading, just major tips only for four types of questions. So the general tips here is underline the keywords, right, and limit. And this is one thing I would like to teach my students, that most of the answers in listening are nouns, most, okay? So if they are at the level, for example, what is that level
But you're talking about
5?
the blank spaces, right?
Sorry.
You're talking about the, yes, gap filling questions.
Yes, sentence completion, right. So most of the answers there are nouns. If you check here, now for the exercises here, the main activity here is what I do is I tell my students that you have to read from point A to point B, okay? All right, because some of the answers come first in the audio, okay? Some of the answers, for example, come first before the keyword, all right? So that is the main difficulty for
Yeah.
listening, right? And number two, most of the answers are nouns. So for example, here, protection, ocean, safety, accident, school, money, right? So that's already given. Even in reading, most of the answers are nouns, all right? So if you're not sure, so I would tell them, if you're not sure what you have to write in for example, in this listening exercise, so you just have to what is that? Find the nouns. All right. So how do you teach listening, Mike, if I may
Same
ask?
things that you did.
And the same thing. Right, right,
Answer the
exactly.
keywords. I also asked them to
Uh,
find out, guess what to put in the blank space.
exactly. All right. So that's very useful for reading as well, to guess what to put in the blank. So for example here, yes, for example here, the answer comes first, yeah, before the keyword. So they have to read from point A to point B in this fill in the gaps. And then all of the answers here are nouns. Okay. That's it. Nouns, usually nouns. So I think for listening and reading don't have really many problems
There's nothing. Listening
yes,
is
yes.
easy.
Yeah, for students. Yes.
This
Most of the
one is a bit
students,
of challenging one. Maps.
mm, yeah,
Directions.
yeah, maps and directions. Yeah.
I'm sorry for my
Mm,
coffee.
sure. And for most students, I think they can get higher score in listening and reading. So if you notice that, they get like 8, okay? 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5 in listening and reading. So that's very pretty interesting. So for maps here, yes, for maps here, just go over the map and be familiar with the language of location. So the same thing. Do you have any, prior to listening, what are some of your exercises, if I may ask?
But maps and directions, we can give exercises.
Um, so prior
This
to
one is
mm,
challenging.
the diagram, right? Okay.
But before they go over anything, they should need the numbers one, two, three,
Yes, right,
four,
right,
five.
right,
It goes in order.
right,
So it
right.
will go in a circular way, most probably. One, two, three,
Mm,
4, 5, 6, and 7.
right. And you said a while ago that guess, very good. So guess the answer. So for example, here, which places are on deck A? That's restaurant and a lounge. So they have to guess the answers. Okay. So which questions may need the name of something you can eat or drink, so they can guess that. Something you take to your cabin. They should, yeah, they can, yes, exactly. So guess the possible answer for
Yeah,
listening. Yep. And then all the answers, 90% of the answers are actually nouns. So
it's
if
easy
they're
to teach. There,
yeah,
that doesn't have anything to teach, actually.
yes.
You
Yeah.
basically play the audio for them.
Do you also use the audio script
I
to
don't. I ask
you
them to take notes. I don't ever
okay.
use audio scripts because I believe
Mm,
that when you're using audio script, you're just
mm.
giving them a hack, cheat
Ah.
hack, cheat code.
Right, right. So no audio scripts. So they
Yeah.
have to take notes. Whatever they hear is correct. Like
Yes.
they have.
I
Mm,
asked them to note down whatever they hear for listening, and then
mm,
I asked them to go over the questions and try to answer based on their notes. And that
mm,
helps them. I have seen this
mm,
one work a lot.
mm. So your first exercise is like this. Your first
One of the
activity.
exercises was,
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the activities you do is you play the audio file, correct?
yes, it works
Yeah.
brilliantly with part one, gap
Uh,
filling, and part
okay.
two and three, if they
Mm,
are multiple choice,
I
or gap
see.
filling in part two.
Yes. Yeah. And then you play the audio file. After that, you ask them to
No, no,
take
no.
notes. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I played them audio file. I asked them to take notes. Then I show the question and I asked them to fill in the blank space.
Okay, okay. Right, right. I see. So some of the activities here prior to listening. So for example, the one that I showed you a while ago is
This
identifying
actually,
the
this activity that I told you makes
uh,
them listen
uh,
all the time. When, because
uh,
in the
uh,
exam they take underline the keywords,
mm,
then they don't, as you said, like they sometimes the answer comes before the
mm.
keyword,
The
so
keywords, yes. Yes.
they miss that one. So
Oh,
I ask them to take notes like this so that they won't miss those sort of activities.
okay, okay, okay. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So here for prior to the listening activity, we have the understanding the map activity. So we have for example here for the map. So we have the language of locations. Yeah. So familiarizing with the language of locations in maps and diagrams. And after that, they start with the listening. So again, here for listening, most of the answers here are nouns. That's it. So after that, after you ask them to take down notes, they have to find the answers using their notes, correct? Right?
Yes, but not in maps. I don't do it to maps.
Not in maps. Okay, right. So where do you do it? In sentence
In gap
completion.
fillings in part one,
Mm,
usually when they call and they talk with somebody.
mm. What is
And
your
also multiple choice
what?
questions in
Yeah,
part two.
I see, I see, I see. So for multiple choice part of questions, you do the same thing. So you
Yeah.
play the audio file, okay, and you have to
Not
take
all the
notes.
time.
All
I
right.
just ask them to do it as a homework activity. I ask them, for example, I give them a listening sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them to go over this listening and take notes as many. You don't need to pause it at all. You are not going to pause it.
Okay,
Try to
okay.
take notes as you listen.
Uh,
And then I check their work.
uh,
But they always pause it and they redo
okay.
ruin the activity.
So take notes, no pausing. So they have to do what is that? Listening dictation, something like very similar to listening dictation exercises, right? And for multiple choice type of
But
question,
we use it a lot for TOEFL exam. I used to
yes,
teach TOEFL a
exactly.
lot. I used to be a TOEFL teacher before being an IELTS teacher.
IELTS,
For many years, I taught
uh,
TOEFL in Turkey.
mm,
And I was actually a TOEFL trainer for high school
mm.
and international school there.
Mm. If I'm not mistaken, right, for TOEFL, what is this in listening? You have to listen first before you answer the questions, correct?
Before you see the questions, you have to
Yeah,
listen.
you have to listen first, right? So that's what I tried in TOEFL a few years, like many years ago. I'm not sure if it has changed. There was a TOEFL
Really not changed.
paper-based test, and TOEFL IBT or
Yes,
like
IBT,
internet
PBT.
PBT and
PBT
IBT.
is not there anymore. They don't have PBT anymore.
Okay. So they have the TOEFL IBT, right? Yeah, TOEFL IBT. And what's interesting there is that you have to listen first before you answer all the
There
questions.
goes the not taking importance over here because
Uh,
I learned that everything you hear, you have to take notes from that one. I
mm,
teach my students like that. And I saw that, okay, those students who come from a TOEFL background get better results in speaking and
oh,
listening in
okay,
IELTS.
okay, 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 okay. That's a very useful activity, I guess, that I should apply. Yeah, because I haven't applied. like that kind of strategy. I used to teach TOEFL as well, but I didn't apply that in IELTS. Yes. I used a different approach, right? But I think that is also useful. They have to listen first and take down notes, everything they hear, right? And
Yes,
after that,
because
find the answer.
in IELTS it was very helpful. In TOEFL it became
Uh,
good. Very good results come after this.
mm, exactly. Perfect, perfect.
8.5, 7.5, very good results.
Yes,
It is
easy.
much easier to do IELTS listening than TOEFL listening.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Yes, I agree.
And
So
it is
it's
much easier to do IELTS reading than doing TOEFL.
TOEFL. Same thing with TOEFL reading. Like you have to read first, right, before the questions.
No, it's like IELTS, but the
Same. Yes, I see the same. So
language
there's
is
a
very
reading
difficult.
passage, a reading
Language
passage,
is
and the
very
question, right?
difficult.
Mm.
In TOEFL, the language is extremely difficult.
Right, right. It's like highly academic. You mean, right?
Very, very difficult. You know, it's like when you read a TOEFL test
Mm,
and then come to IELTS reading tests.
mm,
You read IELTS reading, you think, oh my God, this is like
mm,
the
mm.
thing that we study in kindergarten.
They find it much easier to do the
Yes, it
task.
is
Yeah,
much
yeah.
easier to do. I prefer
Listen.
to do IELTS TOEFL reading and then
Mm,
rather than doing the IELTS reading. You have like TPO for TOEFL, you can check their readings.
mm.
Extremely difficult.
Right. It's nice to try the strategy for no, TOEFL listening and apply that to, IELTS listening.
You know, I think that
Mm,
TOEFL reading is like this, that the text is very high level.
highly advanced,
Questions
yeah.
are a little bit low level, like the
Uh,
general IELTS level questions.
mm,
They have 10 different types of questions.
uh, highly advanced, highly, what is it, academic words used in TOEFL, right? And for this multiple choice type of question, focus on listening choices during listening, right? So that's for the IELTS
I always ask
side.
them to listen, read the questions,
All
don't read
questions,
the answer
yes.
choices.
Mm. So your main strategy here is to read all the questions.
Questions,
Um,
don't read the answer choices. You
right,
can answer
exactly,
the question uh,
exactly.
while they are speaking. You can go through the answer choice
The
just one snap of the finger.
exactly, exactly. So first is read all the questions and do not read all the choices, just all the questions. And then during listening, focus on the choices. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty much the same strategy. Yes, very much the same strategy. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes. So there are four types of questions here. We have matching. This is matching here, right?
Mhm.
Matching types of
Matching
question.
question is the most
Uh,
challenging one for some of
yeah.
the students,
So we have a listen for ideas
especially
and not for words. Yeah.
when the phrases that they are matching it to is very
Mm.
long.
Yes, exactly. All right. So when the phrases are long, all right. So they find a bit of a challenge. Okay.
Yeah,
So bit of a challenge and a lot of synonyms again. So 90%, if 90%, if most of the answers here are nouns, like 90%, also most of the words used in listening are also synonyms. That's why it's pretty hard for them to identify the answer if they are at the level 6, maybe. Yes, or
and then the
5.5.
question is long.
If I may ask you, how do you teach synonyms to students in studying listening? Because the main challenge here
I
that I
use the
notice,
keyword table here too. I say for reading and
uh,
listening, they have keyword table, the things that you hear and the things that you see in the questions.
listen, okay, okay. So you use a keyword table, right? Right. I see. So, for example, here these are the synonyms used in the audio, in the dialogue, or in the talk, and these are the words in the question. So, some students found it really like if they're at the 5.5 level, yes, even in sixth level, they found it quite challenging to identify the synonyms. Oftentimes, they answer the yes, that's their main challenge, right? So in your case, you have the keyword, right? Keyword table.
Table.
That's your
Mm.
strategy. Yes. And you do it like every class, am I right? Like every session, you have the
Not every
keyword table.
session, but every reading session, I ask them to show me
Mm.
their
Keyword,
activity, their homework needing,
keyword
whatever that
table.
they had.
Mm.
They have to show me the keyword table of that homework that I gave it to them.
Okay, okay, okay. I understand now what you mean by keyword table. So yes, yeah, I haven't tried this strategy, but I think this is perfect for so for keyword table means the keyword in the question and in the passage, correct?
Yes, and they
So
usually the
am I
same in
correct?
most of it. Like if you do it like for 7, 8 listening and readings, then you will see that the words are repetitive.
I see, I see, I see. I see. Very, very
Words are
interesting.
not so different. So I have
I
actually the whole words list. I have actually gathered it when I was teaching it in
mm,
Turk in Iran.
uh
I used to teach
in
it in
Iran.
Iran too, and
Uh,
I gathered it all. I have a list of it, and I also put the list of all the vocabulary that is used in IELTS keyword table thing.
mm,
And I have used the, what is that next one? I also put the translation of it into Persian.
mm,
The students made it all.
mm.
Then I have it. I can also give them that list.
Right. I hope that you can show me some samples of keyword table. Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe
it is like this, that they write the keyword from the text,
mm,
they write the keyword from the
from the
question,
passage, the
then
text
they
and
write
question.
the
Translation.
translation if they want. If they don't, they
So
write the
translation is
translation.
optional.
Part of a
Mm,
speech is also
uh,
optional, but they can write it. It's better for them to do it.
mm, I see, I see. So there is a keyword from the text,
Because
from
sometimes
the question and
yeah,
translation. Okay.
sometimes
Okay.
the words are different in part of speech. Like for example, the question has the noun as
Mm,
the keyword.
mm,
Then when it goes to the let's say the text, it is a verb or it is an adjective or it is something else. So the
mm,
part of the speech changes. So I say part of the speech is optional, or maybe it becomes a phrase. So I
okay.
say part of speech is optional, but still you can write it if you want.
Perfect. That's very interesting. So for reading, do you have any challenges in teaching reading?
Teaching
Mm,
reading is based on each question. I think like we have to
mm,
divide question based. And I don't
mm.
have like I have my biggest problem in reading is that lack of resources.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lack
So
of
for
organized resources. I don't have organized resources. I have a lot of
organize,
resources, but I don't have them organized.
organize
It
resources.
is a time consuming thing to do.
Yes, exactly. It is
It
a
is
time,
difficult. And as a
time.
teacher, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough.
Exactly. It is time consuming to prepare lessons in reading. Yes,
What do
in
we have
reading.
TAs for?
Yes. Listening. For listening, yes, we can like, get some sources, but for reading, yes, actually it takes a lot of time to prepare resources. Yeah, correct. So for reading, there are questions, there are answers that follow the same order as a passage, and also there are answers
Yeah.
that don't follow. Yes, I think you know all this one.
Yes,
Yes.
I divide the questions into two different parts, different
Yes.
types.
Great,
I
great,
say
great,
them
great.
type one, type two. Type one
Mm.
are the ones that don't follow. Type one are
Yes.
the ones that are following. Type two are the ones that are not following, like
Yes. Yes.
and
Perfect matching. So we have
matching.
it. Yeah, all questions here follow the same order as the passage. All of
I
these
have
questions here.
different strategies for each one of them, like one by one.
Yes, you have different strategies. Perfect, perfect. And you memorize all these strategies, right? Remember them. Like,
It's very easy to remember after
yes,
five,
yes,
6 years.
exactly. Yeah.
I only Vietnam 5, 6 years. I have been teaching it for 15 years now.
Right, exactly. So I think I don't need to expand more about this one, right? So these are the questions that all question types in reading except for three. All right. So these are the all question types follow the same order as a passage, and except for the three, matching headings, matching information, names, and ideas. Now I just go
The
directly to
students lack in timing here. The biggest problem is like time.
hmm,
You
you
know,
mean 60 minutes.
I had an IELTS teacher trainer in back
Mm,
in my country.
mm.
He said that the students can do 3-2-1, like passage three first, two second, one first, third.
Okay, so what's the reason for that strategy?
Uh,
Because obviously the third passage is the most
it's
difficult one.
difficult one.
Yeah.
It's because he wanted to, if this he told me that if the students are very good, they can do
Mm.
3-2-1.
Ah,
But I
okay.
tried it. It's not working.
Complicated.
It's
It
not
work.
working. It's not working.
Okay. It didn't work. Right, right,
He was
exactly.
actually a British consul professor,
Mm.
but
And
his technique was terrible.
mm. So his advice was to do 3, 2, 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, because
I
obviously the third passage is the most difficult
Yes,
passage. Yes.
I prefer to lose some questions in third passage due to lack of
Yes.
time
Yes.
than to
Yes.
lose some questions in passage one because they're
One.
very easy.
Easy. Exactly. I agree
You
with
finish
that.
it in 10 minutes and
I
then
agree.
okay, move on to passage three and spend like after you finish passage two, move on to passage three, spend
Mm.
30 minutes. Okay,
Exactly. Mm.
but still
Mm.
I always put I myself
Mm.
do this, but the
Mm.
students still lack time. And sometimes, not all of the
Uh,
students. I haven't
uh,
seen this problem a lot
mm.
with Vietnamese students.
Mm. I agree with that. Yes, I agree. Like I would tell my students to get as many scores as many correct answers as you can in passage one and passage two. If you can make it perfect, okay, make it perfect. Passage one and passage two, because the most difficult passage is in passage three. So in passage three, you can make a guess of the answers, But in passage one and two, you have to make uh, as many correct answers as you can. Yeah.
Yeah,
And mm,
the fact is that passage three is a nightmare. So I start with one, complete it. It has the same
exactly.
points as passage three. So
Yeah. Now, I'd like to tell you the main difficulty here is yes, no, not given. Again, so I'd like to tell you the main difficulty here. So for yes, no, not given, the main difficulty here is that some students do an assumption. All right, this is the biggest difficulty they have. So even though they are at advanced level, for example, now when they do assumption, when they assume, for example, the answer, all right, so that's
you
a
should have
reason
it
that they
as
get
an
the
evidence.
incorrect
Evidence.
answer. Yeah, so I have an example here of an assumption. Yes. So the rest is easy except for except for number one, avoid assumption. Okay. So here, for example, okay. So governments tend to allocate more money, yes, more money to environmental projects than space exploration. So the answer is not given. And when the students raise this one, okay, waste of money, right? For example, here, and allocate more money, they tend to answer false. Okay. Yeah. So they tend to assume that allocate more money is opposite to waste of money, something like that. Okay. Assumption. Yeah.
Yes.
Something, something like that. So that is they fall
This is
mostly
a
in the
terrible
trap.
way of assumption, but okay.
Yeah, yes, that's in my classes, okay? Like I asked them, why is your answer false? I asked them, okay, like from experience, and they would say, because this one, okay, like more money and waste of money. So they're not the same actually, right? So that's yeah, here, for example, another example for assumption here. Yeah, so the
First
Earth
and
Space Foundation
foundation.
was set up later than it was originally intended, so the answer is not given. And we have here the Earth and Space Foundation and so
A
on, okay?
registered
A registered
charity.
charity, etc., was established for the purposes of fostering and so on, right? So the answer is false, okay? Because they assume that setting up and registered and so on, like
Before.
they assume the answer, okay? So the answer no, the some of the answers are no and not given.
They're
So
lacking with the vocabulary here.
in that case, right? So that's from my students who are 6.5. I mean, yes, that's their struggle. Yeah.
You
Six,
have keyword
6.5.
table over here. Keywords in the
Okay.
question, similar ideas in the passage.
I see.
You have the
So
keyword table over there on top.
yeah, so we have the here, yes, keyword table on top. Yeah, exactly. So here,
Page
question.
one, yes.
Yes, the pink one, exactly. So I have the keyword table here. Yes. And they fall mostly in this one. Yes, avoiding
If they write the
assumption.
keyword table, these problems reduce eventually, like after
I see.
1 year, 2 years, 7 years.
Of practice. 7 years is too long. Yeah,
I'm
right, right.
kidding, but it will reduce
Yeah,
like 7 months, 6 months,
yes. Right, right,
because they
exactly.
will eventually see that everything is repeating itself, so they
Mm,
will understand.
right, right, exactly. So that's for they say that yes, no, not given is the most difficult, yes, but because they have a lot, most of them, especially if they're adults, for example, like I had students who are nurses and doctors, okay, they're adults, okay, and they have wide experiences. So that means they also develop a strong sense of assumptions. So that's why they for multiple choice, I think there isn't much problem here. Yes, I don't need to. Now, the thing that I wanted to show you here is not multiple choice, but what is this? The most difficult type of question I wanted to show you, and I'm not sure if we have the same
I think the
idea
most
here.
difficult one is matching headings. I don't know.
Ma yeah, matching questions. Right, 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 right.
I
So
think
those
they're the
questions.
ones that are actually not in order. And
Yes, yes.
also we have name matching. Name matching is, I
Mm,
think, is better because it has keyword.
exactly. All right. Exactly. Okay. So yes, yeah, with your experience, I think you have thorough knowledge about yes, IELTS. So here I'm gonna show you here the most difficult questions, right? You're correct. So we have here the questions that don't follow the same order as with the passage. So we have your matching. That's correct. We have matching headings, and your main strategy here is we have very
Sentences
similar
in the
strategy.
beginning, two sentences
Yes,
at the end.
right. So
I
first
go
two and
ahead and
last two
find the
sentences.
match.
Yeah,
I
right.
first read the question, see which one has more. Like if the statements are more than the passages, then you
Yeah.
have to pay attention that some of the all the passages have at least one uh, part in the answers. If the answers, the passages are more than the uh, headings, then you have
Mm,
one heading for each one of the passages. If it is vice versa, then you have an extra passage.
that's perfect, perfect,
These
perfect.
are
So,
important because they
mm,
need to know it before they move into the question. If they don't do it, they will keep reading and reading and reading, and they will not get the answer and they will get exhausted.
yes, exactly. So perfect. Okay, so we have a very similar strategy here. So first and last two sentences. Okay, yeah, first and last two sentences. So we have here 80% of the answers. 80% of the answers here are found in the first two sentences, and 20% of those are found in the last two sentences. Right. So for example, here, this is the first sentence. The answer is found here. All right. And similarly, you also apply here the keyword table, right?
Yes.
Yes, in the question. So when they yeah, here, for example, the last sentence is here, the answer is here. So they don't need to read the entire paragraph for matching headings, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
takes much, it is faster, much faster than reading it all, but
Mm.
sometimes, again, I simply myself sometimes struggle when it comes to matching heading.
Matching headings. Right, right. I see.
It doesn't make me be like panic or something. I just
Mm.
sometimes when it comes to matching headings and I see that their timer is running
Yes, ticking.
fast, I
Yes,
stress.
yes, exactly.
And I,
No
yes,
no one wants to, no one wants to be timed when they take the test. I think so,
yeah.
right? And I'm not sure if you noticed one, but matching information is the most difficult one. Yes, maybe a second to that is matching headings, and the first one is matching information or idea in the passage. Now, my strategy here is to do
It
this
is the
question
same
last.
thing as matching headings, but the name is fancier.
Right, because the reason why it's more difficult because there are more options to choose than questions, more options than questions. So I ask my students to do this one last, all right? So for example, here there
Yes, I
are
always
five.
ask them to do second type of questions that are not in order last.
Yes, yes, yes,
First, start with the ones that are in
in
order.
order.
Do them
Yeah.
first, then do the
Mm,
ones that are not in order.
last.
If you cannot answer anything from them, it's okay. At least you didn't answer the most difficult questions. If
Mm,
you couldn't answer the easy questions, there is a big problem.
perfect, perfect. I agree with you, right? I agree with you that they have to do the questions that comes in order first, and then the ones that don't. Exactly. I agree with you. Yes, that's a
And
totally agreeable. Yeah.
usually the
Mm,
those who come in order, even if there is a matching heading in the middle, they usually kind of get
mm,
close to each other. The answers are
mm.
still close to each other.
Yes, right, right. So, for example, here in matching information here, there are five questions and there are eight paragraphs, all right? And you only have to get here four correct answers out of eight. Four correct answers out of eight paragraphs. So this one makes it really challenging for many students. Yeah, very challenging, matching information. So that's why I asked them to do this one last. Okay. So for
It's
example,
like
here
the
this.
same thing. It's like matching headings. You have to
Mm,
read it the first, second, two sentences and last two sentences. Get the whole idea. I usually recommend them to write something in Vietnamese if it is paper-based, or write
uh,
something in Vietnamese on paper for each paragraph so that they can
mm.
later match with the things that they have.
With the question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So they have to. Do you mean that they have to write a some summary? What is it? What do you mean? They have to
Like
write
they
us.
read the first two sentences. Okay.
Uh,
What is the text about? What is that paragraph about?
okay, and
Write
then
it
they
in
are going to write.
Vietnamese, down in a
Mm,
paper, very fast, because
mm,
we get extra papers in the IELTS
yes,
exam.
right,
What
correct.
are we going to do with it? Are we going to
Mm,
leave it blank until the end of the list, the
mm,
exam? We use
right.
it for reading, and that is very important for reading.
Right. So they're going to write that in Vietnamese and then they're going to check if that idea matches with the
If
question,
they can
right? And
write it
then
in
this.
English, that is better. But if
Mm,
they can't,
great
then
strategy. Great strategy.
don't
Yes, that's great
bother
strategy.
yourself.
Yeah, that's a recommendable strategy. So that's why matching information is most and for matching yeah, matching, for example, here, matching information, the answer is random, that's G, right? So paragraph G, the next one is paragraph B. So this makes them really a struggle for many
Actually,
students,
this is
right?
not that different. You can read the first two sentences, last two sentences, then find
Mm,
the matching heading and matching information from the text, from the
mm,
answer choices. If you find it, it's okay. If you don't find it,
uh,
it's not okay. Move on to the next paragraph.
no,
Read it. If you find it, it's okay. If you don't find it, move on to the next paragraph. If you find it,
uh,
okay, it's okay. If you don't find it, move on to the next paragraph. Like this
mm,
all the time until you get at least three, four of them, and then
correct.
you can choose between the remaining ones. You can also do it by chance.
Uh,
And you
okay,
don't need to
so
do it by chance,
I
but
see. So your strategy here is pretty much similar with matching headings, correct?
yes, it's exactly the same.
So they have to start with paragraph A, right? So read the first two sentences or last two sentences and find it in the questions. If they find it, okay, put it there. If not, leave or skip, correct?
Yes, these
I see.
questions are terrible because they always happen in part three.
Yes, exactly. They always happen in, yes, I agree
Passage,
with you.
third passage.
Third passage, right? I agree with you. So these
Because third passage has like 14 questions, and
uh
they always put this difficult one in the third passage.
yes, matching information, matching ideas. Yes, no, not given that are highly academic in words. So that's why passage three is the most difficult. And as you've mentioned earlier, matching names is the easiest, exactly. Because first you have to find the names that appear first. That is why
Yes.
this type of question is much easier, as you mentioned.
It
Yes.
is much easier, but it's not that easy because sometimes the words are in this one. I say like the names that are repeated the
Mm.
least and are answered first.
Yes,
Then
repeat to the least.
a
Yeah.
pace based on that, again the second least, second from
Yes,
the bottom, and
right.
third from the bottom, then all the other. The other
Right.
answers are from the for the ones with the highest number of repetition.
Yes, right, exactly. All right. So
And
this
we
one
need
is
to
this kind
re-answer the
of
last.
matching, yeah, this kind of matching information names is much easier than those previous two. We have matching headings and matching information or matching ideas. Right. Great job. Yeah. So here, yeah. So key strategy, focus on names that appear or repeated the most, okay? And find the answers. That's it.
Appeared most.
Appeared first, I mean, yeah, in the paragraph, yeah. So
Uh,
I asked them to
that
read the,
the
yes.
appear first.
Yes, I asked them to read, for example, paragraph A, and if they find, for example, name that appear, for example, here, um, this is, I don't know which paragraph is this one. All right. Let's say here, for example, yes, here is example here. So here, for example, this is in maybe in paragraph B, maybe paragraph A, maybe, or paragraph B. Yes. Yeah.
For example, Roger Angel.
So here, for example, Angel, for example, or Angel, for example, all right. So I think this name appears in paragraph A or paragraph B, all right? And after that, they have to locate the answer here, 37, 38, 39. They have to read, okay?
They must
Mm.
remember there might be more Roger Angels in the coming
Yes.
paragraphs. And if there aren't any more
Mm. Mm.
Roger Angels, they can answer it with that one piece of
Mm.
evidence.
Mm.
If they have more, they have to leave it aside. Move on to the
Mm.
next name.
So you have to read the least, the fewer names mentioned, correct? Mm.
Yes, I find out Roger Angels feel Rasich, I
No, Phil
think,
Rush, right? Okay, here.
and Dan Lund,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Martin Summer Kern.
Mm.
Okay, I find all of these words with their repetitions, then find out which one is repeated the least. For example, if
Mm.
we consider that Roger Angel
Roger
has been
Angel
repeated
repeated the
only
least.
once.
Mm.
Okay, then we answer Roger
So
Angel. We
focus on
need the
that.
evidence on that. Then we
Right.
see that Lund has been
Repeated three
repeated
times.
2 times.
Two
We
times.
read both parts and then we
Mm.
answer based on that. And
Mm.
then feel rash. Again, we
Mm.
read it and we answer. Then the last one, whatever that's left, is for the last one.
Right, right, exactly. So your main strategy here is find first the name that repeated
All of the
the
names,
least. Yes, all of the names, the least. Yeah.
then the one that is not repeated the most, that
Mm.
is repeated the least.
The second, yes, you are right. So find all the names first in the passage by scanning, all right? And then find the names that repeated the least and find the answers. That's it. So that is why this one is it's much easier than matching headings and matching
There
information.
are keywords.
Yeah. So much easier, all right, than matching headings and matching information, right? Okay. So do you have appointment today with Ben at his school?
Today's class with Ben is